6 months of just getting destroyed every single time. It's kind of hard. It's hard to see the improvement. And I think that really deters a lot of people, especially if they don't have that mindset coming in.
Most Americans who take on any athletic endeavor last 11 months. It's about 1 in 100 people who start jiu-jitsu ever get 10 years down the road.
With a lot of the people that stick with it, I think they need to learn to love the process itself.
It's about data. How much information can I get from this? Win or lose is really immaterial.
So if I commit too early, I'm gonna get rolled.
My name is Gabe Harris. I'm the current president of the VCU Grappling Club. Been doing jiu-jitsu for a little over 3 years. If you compare like what the club looked like just a few years ago to what it looks like now, it's almost unrecognizable. We set a record, as far as I'm aware, with memberships. I think we have 78 total people on the roster. It's stressful, but at the same time, it's really rewarding. Create a curriculum that's gonna fit for most of the people, even if you've got like a diverse room. We've got people coming in with no experience, people that were maybe wrestling in high school. We don't have the same kind of operations as like a regular gym, so I think we've got like some unique areas that are challenging for us to retain people. We can only take full-time VCU students, so everybody here is really busy. We see a big drop in the beginning of the semester, but we also see as midterms pick up, maybe another month and a half, there's another drop. So I think definitely like the fact that everybody here is on a full-time college schedule is part of it. There's definitely people that come in with no experience, and then maybe they just get discouraged because they're not seeing the progress that they feel like they should be seeing. Definitely some people that find out that it's not for them, they're like, hey, let's go try this out, and then they're like, never mind, I don't like sweat dripping into my mouth every few days a week. If you've never done any martial art before, typically it's gonna be about 6 months of just getting destroyed every single time.
My name's Trey Martin. This is my 28th year of jiu-jitsu. After about 10 years of jiu-jitsu, I started teaching. I was still a brown belt at the time.
My name is Tim Merriman, and I'm a black belt under Rick McCoy at MMA Institute. And I also have several years of teaching classes.
Basically what Brazilian Jiu Jitsu is a ground grappling art with a focus on submission over pinning. Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, the idea is to actually physically subdue them by submission, etc. So whether it's a chokehold or a leg lock or an arm lock, you know, the whole point is to incapacitate somebody who's attacking.
I think it's the most practical of all the martial arts.
You know, you think like every fight, that's what I was always told, like every fight is gonna go to the ground. And so if you're good on the ground, you're gonna win those fights, or at least survive, right? Because that's kind of the original intent of jiu-jitsu wasn't just to whoop everyone's ass, it was to survive. So even if you were taking on a giant person, you might not beat them, but you would survive them.
In my eyes, jiu-jitsu is just like the purest form of grappling. In wrestling, a pin, you might pin them there, and then the thinking is if you can hold somebody down, you win. Well, hold somebody down and then do something with it is what somebody that does jiu-jitsu would say.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Stays on top, doesn't matter where you go, right? So I can pass, go to mount, start trying to submit, I can go whatever guard he wants.
It's hard to see the improvement, and I think that really deters a lot of people, especially if they don't have that mindset coming in. If they attach their progress to actually winning rounds in the gym, they're probably gonna get discouraged pretty quickly compared to somebody that understands that there's 1,000 other factors that they're improving on, and they just can't see it yet.
You are progressing. Your perception of your growth is what is the issue. You know, you obviously are getting better, and it's not easy for everybody. You know, I've got some students that I show stuff to 1 time, 2 times, like, yeah, I got it done. And they're just firing it off. Other folks, you know, I'm like, you have to put your hand here. You have to put your foot here.
As a white belt, you're really learning, discovering just kind of how your body reacts and works.
You know, the white belt is, you're drowning. You know, you're doing everything you can to keep your mouth out of the water and start treading so you can actually start, you know, really learning jiu-jitsu. And I tell people all the time, because I have that conversation, like after 3 months, 6 months sometimes, they're like, man, I just really feel like I'm not getting this. I have a younger sibling who is a gigantic man. He's just shy of 6'7". I don't actually know what he weighs. I'm guessing 350, somewhere there. So, you know, the average like NFL lineman sized person is how I think about jiu-jitsu. Does it work? Can I beat up my little brother?
I thought I could beat some people up. People 50 pounds lighter than me were throwing me around. I trained a while ago just for the summer. I got beat up pretty bad, so I got disheartened. I think before anyone does any type of mixed martial arts, they all have this much greater idea in their head of how good they are. So that really humbled me. It's also sort of the reason why I left, because it was a stab to my ego. But now I love it.
Dummy sweep.
My first week of practice, it felt kind of like I was coming into something unknown. The biggest challenge for me so far has probably been mostly the grappling on the back, on top, the submissions. I think it's all very technical, so it's hard to learn, but repetition, I think it'll be better.
Really one of the hard parts of being a white belt is getting comfortable being uncomfortable, and that's where you develop that grit.
You definitely have to have humility to do grappling. The biggest challenge was continuing to show up after getting, you know, beat up at practice.
Let's go.
We've been preparing for our first competition of the semester at the University of Maryland.
I really want to see people implementing our game plan. I think we do have some first-time competitors at this one too, so excited to see kind of where they've come for the first time after the few months that they've been doing it. I hope to see that kind of reflected in everybody's performance, more so with the beginners. I'm not as concerned with the people that have more experience doing whatever they want to do.
I plan on competing at Maryland, meditating, not letting my nerves get to me, and not, because I come from a wrestling background, not doing just wrestling and remembering what I learn in jiu-jitsu. That would be my game plan.
I'm just gonna focus on the basics, rear naked, maybe a guillotine if I get the chance. Other than that, just farm points. I think the nerves are beneficial. I think they'll help my performance overall.
That you've signed up to compete, awesome. I mean, you're already way braver than most people. You know, I mean, it takes a lot to be like, yeah, I'm gonna go there, and do this really hard thing where maybe it'll hurt, you know, and maybe I'm gonna lose, and I'm gonna lose in front of my friends. And I mean, you're really taking, or for a lot of people, that's a huge risk, you know. So hats off to anybody that competes ever. As a white belt, or really anybody going in, you know, just really focus on what you want to do, not what you're afraid that your opponent is going to do, right? And otherwise, you're just going to be on the defense the whole time, or waiting. You're going to be awkward. Just decide what you want to do and do it.
I had so much fun. I had 5 matches, and I could barely walk in the last one. I was gassed. Definitely got to work on my cardio. Even though I lost, I had a great time.
What matters is what can you garner from the experience that's gonna make your jiu-jitsu better. And that's a tough thing. You know, we all have this ego that, you know, it's trying to protect us, etc. And when we fail at something, it's real easy for our ego to pat us on the head and tell us it'll be okay, and we don't have to do it.
You have to be extremely tactable to do jiu-jitsu, which is something I really love doing, because I play a lot of fighting games. If I'm not calm, then I'm probably not gonna win. Which is like the whole point of, like, you know, in higher levels, you'll see that staying calm is the main objective to winning anything. But I was kind of in my head thinking, like, you know, maybe I should be anxious. Maybe I should, you know, be rushy. Maybe it'll help me or something, but it's not it at all. I went from like me wanting to get first to just me wanting to go home. So pretty much all I wanted to do.
It's about data. How much information can I get from this? Win or lose is really immaterial.
Thinking back to my first tournament, I got submitted 3 times, and I got a participation silver and a participation bronze. Putting it in perspective, you know, if you're somebody that's a few months in, expect a few months in results. Don't limit yourself, obviously, but realizing that this is really just a time game. I think we had a really good showing in Maryland. Everybody, like, either, you know, met what I about expected them to be at, or even did better. So I was really pleased to see that.
But first tournament I ever did, I'd been training for 6 weeks, and I caught the ringer, so I got mangled the first match I ever did. But you know, that really the trick is to, you know, do the next one.
Definitely think I have a lot of improvement, but I feel great, and I'm just already looking forward towards the next one.
I'm excited to see people that went to Maryland pick up where they left off, or even improve in the next tournament. I think even to the people that started this semester, like no wrestling experience, no jiu-jitsu experience, I think those people in what, 3-ish months, 4-ish months, have come a long way. And that's something I'm really proud of.
It's just a matter of just working through it, digging deep, and just grinding. It's just grinding over and over. And that's really the theme of all of this. It's just such an incredible sport.
The dropout rate in my lifetime is well over 99%. So, I tell people all the time, it's easy to quit. It takes discipline and heart to keep doing this day in and day out.
I feel like I'm playing a super advanced fighting game, which is what I really like about it, because there's always some new shit I don't know. Don't be a bitch. That's the only thing I can think of. It's like, hey man, the moment you give up is the moment you become a loser, you know what I mean? Like, even trying is become winning in a way. Word. Alright, I think that wraps it up. Unless it's like other stuff, you know what I mean? Like, if you got personal business at home and you quit jiu-jitsu, I can understand that. But if you're quitting because you're losing, like, you admit that you're a loser.